The views, comments, and opinions of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of Morris Media Studios, MorrisMediaLive.com, or its affiliates. Listener discretion is advised.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. That's in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, and peace be unto you. I'm Sister Charlene Muhammad. Welcome to Liberated Sisters right here at Morris Media Studios. I know I sound a little bit like Brother Charlene today, but don't worry about it. I'm on the tail end of a cold. It's trying to stay with me. Everybody loves me. Just a little levity. But today, we're crushing the manufactured existence of disunity between elders and youth. I'm talking about we have Brother Dr. Donald Evans in the house of National Association of Brothers and Sisters in and Out of Prison, NAPSIO, among other things. We also have the young brother, Rizza Islam of Message to the Millennials, among other things. And so they're in studio with us today because we're going to be talking about what we hear often. There's no unity among our people. Black people can't unite. Black people won't unite. And in this instance, we're talking about the young and the old. The scriptures say, young for war, old men for counsel. Well, we're going to talk to these two lions that are going to tell us about how they have been doing both of those things for a very, very long time. And so this is the Liberated Sisters show. I'm glad to be back. We've had a few pre-records. I've had some assignments and also been under the weather, but I'm back. And now the Justice Report. In today's Justice Report, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I want you to go and read about it. It's been in social media. It's been on the news, but not on the news in the way that we would like to see it covered. And I'm talking about the sex trafficking of women and girls. We're talking about human sex trafficking across the world, but specifically this article hones in on the sex trafficking of black women and girls. And when I say we've seen it in the news, we've seen it in news reports, in different online magazines. Mainstream, not at all. But this cover story by Brother Richard Muhammad, Brian 18X Crawford, and Brother Brian Muhammad talk about the hurting, the hunting, black girls. And let me break into that headline for a minute, because it just shocked me, and I've been reading this, and we've been covering this. But the hunting of black women and girls. You know, I'll continue with the headline, and I'm going to make a small commentary and get right to the point. The hunting, black girls and women facing a devastating sex trafficking crisis, not limited to vans, strangers, and abductions. You know, I want you to go to finalcall.com and read this article. This is so important. This article hit the website around midnight last night, and that doesn't often happen, okay? It does not often happen, but this is critical. You know, we have these debates about Harriet Tubman, the movie that came out. You know, was the sister this, that, or the other? I won't even repeat the debate, except I want to say that it is a foolish people to debate about what is happening without knowledge. We cannot be upset that a movie is made about Harriet Tubman and we have not seen the movie. Mm-hmm. I think that we cannot talk critically and really intelligently and factually about the movie if we haven't seen the movie. So I want us to be wise. Liberated Sisters is calling on us to use more wisdom today. And I will come out of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's words himself. Stop the wanton criticism of all things Black owned and operated. A Black woman created that film. I'm going to suffice it to say that I think that we should invite her on to speak about her art and her creativity and her love. But see, the Black woman is rising today.
That's right.
Believe it or not, we are hearing the voice of God coming through the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Whether you like it or not, Black people will not remain in the condition that we are in.
That's right.
We will get justice. We are getting justice. We would have justice if we but wake up overnight and stop this infighting. So if you have not seen the movie Harriet, go or don't go. However, as they say when people don't register to vote, be quiet. Okay. I don't know if they say it like that. I don't mean to say that. What I mean to say is, wouldn't you rather have a more informed dialogue?
That's right.
Would you rather stop being sheep led to slaughter? Would you rather put forth your own intelligent thought? And instead of being a follower, be a leader. We're going to talk to these leaders within. I did take the Justice Report a little bit off of where I even wanted to go with it. But read that story. And to those of you who find it okay to continue snatching women and girls, black, white, brown, or purple, know that your day is coming.
That's right.
The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has already issued the warning. That is not going to be allowed. But in the article, we learn of the wide net that is there. And we learn how, because of the penalty being so steep for drug offenses, that our brothers,
right,
have saw it fit to sex traffic our little girls because the penalty is not as high. And so think about the system that allows that. Okay? Before we lay the blame only on the actual perpetrator. Oh, and you got the blame. It's your blame. I blame you for your role in it. But there's a higher hidden hand. So Allah is here to effect justice on the entire net. And the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has said, watch the weather. The spirit is different. I'm tired of this foolishness. So with that said, we're going to go to the Farrakhan factor.
I was told to deliver this message. You think you're invincible because you got money, bombs, guns, and planes, killing babies, innocent people. I think you're insane. Chaos and destruction is the name of your game. Somebody's got to stop you before the whole world goes up in flames. So he told me to tell you, I'll
fight for my brothers. We can go to war. Fight for my father.
Okay, that's my fun for the day. Listen, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, in these two clips coming up, you're going to hear from Farrakhan invite you to listen. And I thank you, Brother Hassan Muhammad. Farrakhan invite you to listen to Final Call newspaper video team. He has a clip, and we're going to see it now. Minister Farrakhan talks about whose birth is actually celebrated on December 25th. The clips 1 and 2, but they're back-to-back, are his compelling message, a 2-CD package on the origin, the aim, and the purpose of the Christmas season, and also the man who is the driving force behind the deviation that's practiced today. And then right after that, the Honorable Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. is going to come with the message of economic withdrawal. And then after that, we're going to bring in Brother Rizza and Dr. Donald Evans. But let's go to the Farrakhan Factor.
Poor Jesus, he can't find his way into it. Santa have moved him out. Now you intelligent parents telling your children all year long, baby, if you be good, when Santa come here, he'll give you that nice little toy you've been asking for. When you go on downtown and they take your child shopping around Christmas, and here's a paid Santa sitting up there saying, ho, ho, ho. Go on, son, sit in Santa's lap. Sit in the lap. Baby, what is it that you want for Christmas? I want electric trains. I want this. He talking to the man. And hell, you back there wincing, no. Because you had only planned to buy a little cheap doll, you know. Now, in order to keep up the lie, here you go. I got to get the train. Damn, I ain't got the money, but I got to get the train. And the next morning, you can't catch the train to go to work. Such pitiful foolishness. What are you teaching your children? You're saying subliminally to your little babies, sweetheart, if you want something in life, black mama can't give it to you. Black daddy can't give it to you. If you want it, a white man has to give it to you. That's the message that you're putting in that child's mind. You're undermining your own strength with your children by lying to them and giving the honor of your labor to a man that haven't done a damn thing. And that's what you've been doing all your life. You've been working, and white folks taking the credit for your labor, your inventions, your music, your song, your dance. And now you do it in the name of fun, giving somebody else credit for your sweat. Damn it, you go home tonight. If you got something under that tree and you snatch that little black boy and girl, you'll say, come here. You know how that got under that tree, boy? In the Bible, in the 10th chapter of Jeremiah, it talks about the tree. I said, man, that's interesting. Jeremiah knew what the folks would be doing. He says, thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workman with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not. They are upright like the palm tree, but speak not. They must needs be born, because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, neither also is it in them to do good. 10th chapter of Jeremiah, from the 2nd to the 5th verse. Check it out. My dear brothers and sisters, the birthday of the 25th is actually the birthday of the most wicked man in the history of the Caucasian world. A man by the name of Nimrod. Nimrod. Nimrod was so wicked till their own scholars and historians write very little about him. But very briefly, I want to talk to you about Nimrod, because Nimrod wasn't just yesterday, Nimrod is today. Nimrod was a born opponent of the law of Moses and the order of Moses. Nimrod broke the civilization of Moses, as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad has taught us, by 300 years. The wisdom and law of Moses was to live from the time of Moses till the birth of Jesus. But Nimrod was born 300 years before Jesus. And Nimrod was the one credited with breaking the civilization of Moses. How did he do it? Nimrod originated the system of organized competition of man-ruled governments and empires based upon competitive and profit-making economic system. Nimrod built the Tower of Babel. And as you know, the people's language became confused. This was sent upon the wicked because of their rebellion against Almighty God. Nimrod not only built the Tower of Babel, as we mentioned, the original Babylon. Ancient Nineveh was built by Nimrod. All of these cities have a wicked root to them. The scholars recognize that Nimrod is the base of a worldwide apostate religious system. Apostasy means to change, to defect from an original course, to deviate. So what the world is under today is a worldwide religious system of deviation with Jesus' holy name put on that religious system.
And now, pardon me, and now we're going to hear from the Dr. Martin Luther King with a call for economic withdrawal.
Individually, we are poor when you compare us with white society in America. We are poor. Collectively, we are richer than all the nations in the world, with the exception of 9. That's power right there, if we know how to prove it. We begin the process of building a greater economic base, and at the same time, we are putting pressure where it really hurts. We don't have to argue with anybody. We just need to go around to these stores and to these massive industries in our country. Say, God sent us by here to say to you that you're not treating his children right. We come by here to ask you to make the first item on your agenda fair treatment where God's children are concerned. Now, if you're not prepared to do that, we do have an agenda that we must follow. And our agenda calls for withdrawing economic support from you. We mean business now, and we are determined to gain our rightful place in God's world.
That's the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. That was in the run-up to the 20th anniversary of the Million Man March, Justice or Else. So see, these two men are together, just like these two men are together.
Yes, ma'am.
The voice is acting up. I apologize, but I have my brothers. They got my back.
That's
Dr.
right.
Donald Evans, the co-founder of the National Association of Brothers and Sisters in and Out of Prison.
That's right.
Excuse me. And Brother Rizza Islam.
Yes, ma'am.
Of Message to the Millennials. Brother Rizza, take it away.
First, I'm going to say peace and assalamu alaikum to everyone. Our dear sister Charlene is here handling business, as she has been doing for a very long time. So we thank Allah for her and all the work that she has been doing, all the work that the Liberated Sisters and their entire network has been doing, as well as Morris Media. I'm just going to say, man, there is so much going on in the world that we need to know about. And the beauty is, if the elders and the youth come together, not in competition, not in debate, not in arguments, but in pure brotherhood and sisterhood, so that we can learn the mistakes from the past, so that we can handle our situation in the future. I know for me, I don't have any quarrel or any debates or disagreements with our elders. I don't have any of that. All I see is we have a situation happening that is coming up in 2020, where this government has so many traps laid out for us that our elders can help us with if we simply sit down and talk to them, have conversations with them. A lot of us don't want to ask questions because we think we know it all already, Brother Evans. I'm just telling you, my generation, we get very arrogant. You know, we think we know it all. We got social media, we have internet, you know, we have access to information a lot faster than you guys had. We went from books back then to now we can read books on, electronics. We can listen to a book, just the sound, the audio. So we have that slight issue where we think we know things, or we think we don't need to ask for advice or to get counsel. But I'm telling y'all, Brother Rizza Islam, a lot of you who watch me, a lot of you who follow my work, a lot of you who say, man, Brother Rizza, I love what you do, et cetera, et cetera. I get counsel. I get advice. I watch the elders. I ask them questions. I'm not an arrogant brother. Okay. I'm not even by, I'm not at all, because I see what's going on. And I know I don't know everything. As a matter of fact, there's so much I don't know that if we don't take advantage of our living libraries of information, our elders, our brothers and sisters who have been there and done that. They've been marching, they've been fighting, they've been doing all these different things and have established so many solutions and programs to where we don't have to reinvent the wheel. We simply ask them advice, ask them questions, because a lot of things that are going on right now, and it will be much easier for us to solve these issues and problems if we simply ask them questions. So we're going to demonstrate this right now. So this is my senior. This is our elder, our brother Evans, who has done so much work with prison reform, so much work with Cobra, so much work with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, multiple black organizations and groups. This brother has been on the front line for so long, and he is 92. Is that right?
That is correct.
92. I'm 29. So I'm literally the opposite. I'm 29 and he is 92. I mean, wow, but it's just there's an honor, and just pardon me, family, but the brother is nearly a century and he has all of this knowledge here that a lot of books can't teach us, believe it or not from all of the experience that you've had, so I just want to show a demonstration here, when it comes to the youth questioning the elders. So first off, how do you feel?
If I start telling you how I feel, we would be here all day long, because
yes, sir.
The sister sitting off my right shoulder is
a
spiritual daughter of mine that I love dearly.
That's Sister Charlene, y'all.
And I'm telling you, I want to tell you something.
Yes, sir.
I went to the original Million Man March.
Wow.
And I didn't go there to atone. I want you to understand what I'm telling you.
Yes, sir.
I had heard so much about this name Farrakhan. Farrakhan. I went to the Million Man March for one thing only, to find out who is this man Farrakhan. Because every time I heard something in the newspaper, the next day I heard something else, and I already knew that was a lie without even knowing Farrakhan.
That's right.
And after I went to the Million Man March, I want to tell y'all, I have not been back to another one of the anniversaries or anything. At the Million Man March original,
yes, sir,
Minister Louis Farrakhan didn't lie one time. He never asked anybody in the audience to join his religion.
Wow.
He put us under orders.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know. Some of us are still under that order. You're talking to one now, or you're listening to one now. That is under the order that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I'm just so overwhelmed with what the nation is doing.
Yes, sir.
And when the Honorable Elijah Muhammad raised up Minister Louis Farrakhan, he raised up a man. He didn't raise up a boy.
Huh. Yes, sir.
And I said, man, the day that I was there at the Million Man March, Brother Ali, Nathaniel Perkins Ali, was in the nation, and he was my teacher. He was teaching me what the nation was all about.
Yes, sir.
So I had a good teacher. I had a spiritual son that was my teacher. I'm not going to take any more time telling you about. I spend more time with the brothers in the nation and in the mosque than I do in the church.
Wow.
And many people say, are you Muslim? And I ask them if they know the definition of what it means to be a Muslim.
Come on.
And they say, well, no. I said, well, if you learn that definition, then I too would ask you, are you a Muslim?
Man, come on.
So I want you to understand, I profess to be a Christian, but every time but one time when I was invited into the prison to speak to the brothers who were locked down, I was invited in by an imam, not a chaplain.
Wow.
Only one time did a chaplain invite me in. And after I went in that time and spoke, a chaplain never invited me back again. But the imams all up and down the state of California have invited me behind the bars to talk to the brothers.
Wow.
And indeed the sisters, because the sisters down at CIW there in Corona, California, they know me. They know me as a father, as a grandfather, a great-grandfather.
Yes, sir.
And in particular, as a man that loves his family and loves his people.
Wow.
Who do I call my people? Brother Louis Farrakhan of the Nation of Islam have discussed family. He has told us everything that we needed to know and more.
That's right.
And he is still teaching.
That's right.
There are some things going on now that you're unaware of. I am also the founder of the National African American Family Reunion Association.
Wow.
That word reunion is put in there because we, ever since we came out of physical slavery, we came out with individuals my age going to school with babies because we wanted knowledge. And we knew that knowledge is where we came from. We came out of knowledge. We were created in knowledge.
That's right. That's right.
So I want you to understand, I can't take up all day long talking because the brother on my left says that he needs to talk to his elder. Well, he's got an elder right there to his right. And I want y'all, if you've never seen a beautiful brother, take a look at the one on my left.
Oh,
That's
come
right.
on, man.
Now, I want y'all to look at it. I don't want him to get all pompous and swollen with all of the stuff I'm telling you. Because I have him to know when I came along and I was his age, I was something to look at too.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
But I want to tell you this. We are in the process of signing up 1 million of our families into the National African American Family Reunion Association. We want to get to 1 million of them signed up by January 1, 2020. And I guarantee you, if we get this 1 million families signed up, we only want the heads of the family. But we want the heads to tell us how many is in your family behind your name. We want to know. Break it down for us, how many females and how many males.
Oh, this the black census.
That is correct.
That's right. That's right.
I want you to understand
The black.
that if we get that 1 million heads of family signed up by 2020, January 1, I guarantee you we don't care who they bring in as president. We don't care who they leave in as president.
That's right.
We will be ready.
Yes, sir.
Ready to deal with who we are. One of the sisters of the Nation of Islam is going around the country speaking to us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And that is Sister Ava.
That's right.
Lord, I love that woman.
Yes,
I
sir.
have not met her. And I got on Brother Larry Muhammad in Greenville, Mississippi, because I told him they cheated me out of my opportunity to meet her when she was in Mississippi.
Brother Larry.
That's where my headquarters is. My headquarters is
Brother
in
Larry.
Mound Bayou, Mississippi.
Wow.
And that is the oldest municipality, black, in the United States of America. The state of Mississippi is supposedly the most impoverished state in the Union.
Wow.
I was told that Dr. King, when he was in Morehouse, was taught by Dr. Mays that if America is to be saved, hear me out clearly, if America is to be saved, it will be saved by the descendants of slaves.
Wow.
Now, you have to understand what Dr. Mays was saying, because when I heard that, I really thought Dr. Mays was off his track. But as I got involved, as I went to Mississippi and I started looking at those who are still in the mindset that if we get away from the white man, that we're going to hurt ourselves. Without even trying to think and figure it out. They don't have the capacity sometimes to think and figure it out. But I want y'all to understand, if the Honorable Elijah Muhammad had not brought the Nation of Islam on board, the white people will have their foot harder on your neck.
Wow.
And probably booting you in your behind.
Wow.
Even rougher than it is. And the only thing that is causing them to beware of how you treat my people is the Nation of Islam under the guidance of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's student.
That's right. That's right.
Brother Farrakhan.
Wow.
Praises due to Allah.
And I love him. He's junior to me, but I said this. I'm a Second World War vet, a Korean vet, and a Vietnam vet.
Wow.
And I want to tell you, I wrote this in a press release that I put out. I have not soldiered under a black or white general that I think is fit to wear the boots that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's student son, Brother Farrakhan.
Wow.
I love Brother Farrakhan, and I am a student of Brother Farrakhan. I continue to learn.
Wow.
But for the brother sitting here,
Yes, sir.
this brother has written a beautiful book.
Yes, sir.
This book is full of knowledge.
Yes, sir.
Here he is at 29 years old,
Yes, sir.
telling me what he has done and sitting up here smiling at me with his beautiful smile.
Yes, sir.
Thank God. I know if there's anything I love this brother.
Is so
This is
Love you
beautiful.
too, brother.
This
So-
is so beautiful.
I'm going to let him ask me anything that he wants to ask me, but there's one other thing I want you to know right now.
Yes, sir.
From 18 to 35, there are some love warriors out there with computers. And we have invited them to go into the community, register every head of family, everybody who is not yet registered into this movement, go into the community, set up at a Walmart, set up at Mickey D's, Burger King's, or
Everybody
wherever they will let you set up your laptops and start to register in our families. We want all of our families registered by 2020, January 1,
Yes, sir.
because we want to be ready.
That's right.
And when I say ready, we're going to build our family.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Dr. John Henry Clark stated that there are now 1 billion black people on planet Earth. All over planet Earth, you can find a black man.
That's right. All over the planet.
For those of us here in the United States of America, when we rise up our families, and when you rise them up knowing that we are a special people,
That's right.
you cannot get into the black family that is born in the United States of America if you didn't come through the loins of our slave grandmothers that was rape, counter rape, cross rape, with everything that they could rake and scrape to rape them to produce babies.
Come on.
To increase their wealth.
Come on.
That's the most heinous thing could happen to a people.
That's right.
Please don't get me to preaching because I got some things I could tell you.
Man,
but one thing I am telling you,
yes, sir.
This family movement that we're putting together is not to be played with. It's not to be joked with.
That's right.
And if there are any of you out there that I'm asking the white man to make the Negroes black again and send them back to us so they can go to liberation with us.
That's right.
But don't send them back broke.
Right.
Pay them some reparation.
Come on.
And let them come on home.
Yes, sir.
Because they're going where we going.
Come on.
And if you can't make them black again, we're going to take them with us and do it ourselves.
That's right.
But one thing you will not be able to do, you will not be able to trick them again. So I'm going to quiet now and let the brother ask me some questions because time is running out.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. This is our elder family, our brother Evans, who, again, me sitting next to him, you know, the social media thing, Brother Evans, social media will make anyone look accomplished, makes anyone look like they've done a lot of work, makes them look like they have been in the field, boots on the ground, fighting for our people. It can make anyone look like that. But I'm sitting next to one of the brothers who has literally been physically doing all of these things in real life. This is what we have to strive for. That's why when you mention the book, I cover social media extensively in chapter 2 and many different aspects of it, how they use it as a trap for us. Because back then, when you were growing up, there was no social media. All these cameras and technology didn't exist. Nowadays, there are so many ways that they can trap us and that the enemy has created to trap us. The Honorable Minister Farrakhan teaches in The Time and What Must Be Done, he refers to Satan as the universal snooper. And he uses social media and he uses technology to trap us and track us and look at everything we do. They're in our house now because we have these phones. They're in our schools. They're in our computer. They're everywhere because we allow the enemy using this technology to invade every part of our life. This didn't exist when you were coming up, so you were able to do far more work without being trapped. And that's why you have all of the substance that Allah has allowed you to amass, which is why, again, I wrote this for this generation, because they don't know. They don't know. Again, they don't have these conversations that we're having. They don't sit and talk to the elders, so they don't realize exactly what it is that they're getting themselves into, because the enemy only repackaged the way they come at us now, but he's still coming at us. You know that. It's never changed. But so I want to know from you, what is one way, to your knowledge, what is one way that you've been able to get around the attacks that this enemy has given you? Or, have you been to jail? Have you had to confront the police? I don't know, because you look good. Come on. You look like you ain't never been hit. You look like you threw a couple punches. You ain't been hit by none.
You asked me a couple of questions.
Yes, sir.
I have really had to deal with the police.
Yes.
For a long period of time, even here on the streets of Los Angeles. But the other thing is, have I been to jail?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I have, many times. But at sundown, I also left the jail.
That's right.
I didn't have to stay.
Yes, sir.
But what I took with me knowledge that I wanted to impart to the fathers in there.
Yes.
I am a father myself.
Yes.
My authority to be a father came from Allah God. It did not come from man.
That's right.
I know exactly where my authority came from.
That's right.
So I want you to understand that I am with two people that I love so much that it is blocking everything in my mind that I wanted to say today.
And we love you too.
But I have been into the jail many times.
Yes, sir.
And I was in the jail because I was invited into the jail by imams. And I went into, particular, the favorite jail. If I have a favorite jail, the CIW Frontera, that's where the sisters are. There was a time when I was in there where there was a mother, a grandmother, and a daughter all of them was incarcerated at the same time at CIW.
Wow.
There is a lady in there. Her name is Leslie Van Houten. Leslie was one of the Manson family.
Mm.
And I met her, and she started to study our history and our culture and got to be one of the strongest ones every time we were celebrating Black Studies. Leslie was there. I'm telling you, it's the same way in the Nation of Islam. You can see white Muslims that are not the same as the people that sits behind our president shouting those things. The ones sitting behind our president are the descendants of the children that was standing around the trees when they were hanging us, and those little bitty children that were standing there being taught it's all right to hang a black man.
Wow.
Now they're sitting behind the president because they're grown and they're grandparents. But we've seen them before. I have. I've seen them, and I know where they are, and I know where they came from.
Wow.
And they don't fool me at all. Neither are they going to fool the National African American Family Reunion Association. That's right. A family movement.
That's right.
When we're talking about building a nation, we're talking about building a family.
That's right.
A family. Understand that.
Mm-hmm.
And those that want to be with us who say that they are Christians, I want you to understand something. I tell you that I'm a Christian.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I feel more a Christian when I'm standing in a mosque.
Wow.
Now, why would I say that?
Wow.
I say that because those that I find in the mosque is my family. And I tell any of you, I'm living in Mississippi right now at 92. But if you bother one of these females in my family, and I got 26 great-grandchildren.
Wow. Wow.
And you bother one of those females, I'll get in that car and be in Los Angeles before you know it.
That's right.
Because I'm going to come looking for you.
That's right. So that's how it is.
And I'm going to be like an angry bear coming out of hibernation.
Come on.
And it's a black bear I'm talking about. I'm not talking about no polar bear.
Come on.
So I want y'all to understand.
Yes, sir.
It's difficult for me to shut up when you put a mic in my... There's so much I have to tell you about how good it is to be black. God made me black. I may not be the color black because somebody have raped away my... And I tell you, when they get me, when they take all these pretty black people come around, they be smiling at me. I get so angry, I say, you need to shut up with your black self. You're so pretty. I'm telling you the truth.
Dr. Evans.
Go ahead, Dr.
Evans. I knew Brother Rizza would understand.
Yes, yes.
Because Brother Rizza was actually the book for today.
Mm-hmm.
But when I learned that Dr. Evans was in town,
yes,
I called him back. I had been a little ill, and I called him back, and he said he was trying to reach me before he left. I almost passed out on the spot and joined him in because I could not, first of all, have the reunion. But second of all, know he was here and he's got something to say. And third of all, these two, I don't want it lost on us. Like, it's not lost on me. We have a 92-year-old.
Come on.
And we have a 29-year-old.
Wow.
And they've both been active all their lives.
Yes,
I'm not exaggerating when I say that about Brother Rizza. I'm not exaggerating when I say that about Dr. Donald Evans. And so the book Message to the Millennial and the African,
African Family
Reunion, because I have it right here. Someone wants to know how to sign up. These are parts of the system that we have of do for self.
That's right.
They're not waiting around. And Brother Rizza is holding it down for me with this show, and he's supposed to be the guest. I'm so grateful.
But that's family.
But I want you to ask him, Doc, about his book. Ask him a question about his book.
Before you do that, I want to make one announcement.
Yes, sir.
This coming Saturday at 2 p.m. At St. John's United Methodist Church in Watts, right near the Watts Tower on Santa Ana Boulevard. I'm holding a memorial service for my son, my youngest son, who lived from 18 to 63 on the streets of Los Angeles, California.
Wow.
Never held a job in his life. And I loved him because he needed my father's strength more than my other children. I have 6 children that were mostly raised overseas because I took them with me wherever I could to expose them to the world. But I'm holding that service, and I'm also holding a remembrance service for my Muslim brother, Nathaniel Perkins Ali. His family will be there, and I want to recognize them.
Yes, sir.
And I want all of you who are on the streets to come. You have the opportunity to say goodbye to my son.
Yes, sir.
That's at St. John's United Methodist Church in Watts, California, on Santa Ana Boulevard, in the shadow of the Watts Towers.
Wow.
I said that.
I like
the
that.
Watts Towers.
That's right.
That was you were trouble when you was young. I know.
Look,
Go ahead,
look,
Brother
yeah.
Reese.
Still,
I
like
could
he got
hear
it.
the trouble.
He got it.
No.
Yes, sir. Well,
Oh no, but he had a question
oh, yes.
for the book. Any question about the book? This is so unconventional, but I'm loving it.
This book that you have written
Yes, sir.
is so beautiful, and all I did was I just looked at it.
Yes, sir.
Well, what is consciousness? Now, that's a heavy question.
It is.
We are dealing with consciousness like this love migration that I have created. And what is love migration?
Come on.
Or you can stand still and go into love migration by doing a mind migration. Taking your mind from stupidity to the search of knowledge.
That's right.
And if you don't know how to find knowledge, tell your mind to take you somewhere where you can hear and see the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan of the Nation of Islam, and you will get there.
Yes, sir.
So
Her witness, yes, sir.
I'll answer any question when it comes to anything that have to do with the black family.
Got it. Well,
Love migration, don't forget
I
it.
love
That's
migration.
right. Love migration.
This is what I miss about Dr. Evans. Before I get to the cough and spell again, you take all of these beautiful natural remedies that we are all suggesting, and thank you all, and they're working.
Yeah.
So the congestion is lifting up. So I
to Allah.
apologize. But Brother Rizza,
Mm-hmm.
what made you set out to write this book?
The first thing is, in August of 2017, the FBI came out with something called BIEs. Okay, they titled those of us who are young black men and women who love ourselves, love our history, have a passion and a pride for being black, and then they added in there, have a likelihood to fight against the police. This is something they added in there. They said we are going to call them BIEs, or Black Identity Extremists. And so what that sounded like to me was COINTELPRO in 2017. I'm bringing that all the way back because it's like, wait a minute, so you're targeting black people when black people don't have a history of attacking police. We don't have a history of targeting, going out, seeking and tracking down police officers. We don't have a history of that. We have some history of us retaliating or defending ourselves, but we don't have a history of targeting police. So I said, no, they're trying to target the intellect because there is a resurgence, there is a resurrection of the black spirit, pride, the knowledge of ourself, the knowledge of God, the knowledge of the devil, the knowledge of exactly who it is and what it is that we're dealing with and the time and what must be done. The minister has been all over the world, specifically through social media, which comes directly to us, the young people.
He has been teaching. Jesse,
oh yeah,
and the
thankfully
Twitter Army.
Yes, the Twitter Army, Brother Jesse. I mean, all of them, and because of that, you see this level of intellect, and as our brother was saying, a thirst for knowledge has risen in our generation, particularly. And I said, okay, I have to put something in writing that goes over certain things, dealing with television, movies, dealing with social media, dealing with depopulation, because they're targeting us for our population growth to lessen that. I said, I have to go through so many different things in one book. Because some of these topics are in multiple different books, one may be here, one may be there. But I said, for our generation, I have to put something in their hand, because the other thing is that the government said they're going to take down, or Congress was petitioning to take down and remove all videos dealing with conspiracy, all videos dealing with this government, all videos dealing with whistleblowers who have been speaking the truth about this government, Edward Snowden, Glenn Greenwald, Ken O'Keefe. I mean, all of the people who used to be in the Navy, as you were saying, the Army, they're going to try to remove all that. So I said, so they're targeting all the information that we can use in this generation. So I said, I have to put something in writing to help us to kind of navigate through what it is that they are about to come up with the year 2020 and beyond. So that was the major premise behind this. And of course, as people can see, it says message to the millennials,
right.
which if you look at that title, you would think of, you would think of message to the black man in America. So it was inspired by, of course, the Honorable Minister Farrakhan. It was inspired by the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And I said, it's just something that we have to do because Minister Farrakhan said in this generation, you have to use your gifts and talents to help our people. So I said, one of the things that I do is education. I've been doing that since I was 11 years old. So I said, I'm going to use that gift to give this generation something that they can use to help themselves and to help our people. Yeah,
that's good looking out. Number one.
Right.
Number two, I think it was before show. I was saying that when I was pre-nation, I worked for Stan Hanman, who was the owner of Betty Boop. I don't know what's happening with him or it now, but as a legal assistant, but it was the very early construct of the World Wide Web, and he was encouraging me and pushing me. I'm telling you, my slave name was Bob, so he would say, "I'm telling you, Bob, you want to do this," and I didn't. I'm like, yeah. The party's coming on at 9:00. I got to get out of here. Give me my check.
That's right.
That's where I was.
Right.
But I said that to say that. Look at it now.
Yes.
And one thing about it was once I joined the nation, that clicked. That this is just making it easier. This has always existed since the 80s, the 90s in a certain way.
Right.
But it became open to us, as you're saying, so that we could now give the information. You don't have to come investigating. I'm going to tell you my indiscretions right here.
Exactly.
I'm going to list everybody involved. I'm going to name the documents that I'm misappropriating. Yep. I'm going to do it all right here and give it to you on social media.
Post it everywhere.
So it's the law enforcement working smarter.
That's right.
Not harder.
That's right.
And can we fault them for that?
That's right.
But I said that to say that was good that you did that. What was the biggest thing in your writing process, your gathering process, that you learned that made you say, "Wow"? Because you know a lot, Brother Rizza. That's just being real.
Praise be to Allah.
But what made you say, "Wow"? I didn't know that.
I'll tell you this, man. You know what? Specifically dealing with social media, because there's a lot of things in a lot of chapters. Chapter 6, I go over depopulation in multiple ways, dealing with food, dealing with water, dealing with vaccines, etc. But chapter 2, dealing with social media, what struck me and what hit me hard is when I looked at the fact of in the Facebook terms and conditions. I said, "Oh, they so slick because they make you download the app to your phone.
Yeah.
And they, of course, a part of this, the stipulations are, okay, we have access to all of your phone conversations. It says this. We have access to your text messages. We have access to your identity. We have access to your location. We have access to, and some people are like, yeah, this is basic information. But when I looked even deeper, because you have to go on the website, and some of the terms and conditions, it talks about your information being used in court cases, your information being used by the police. If it's subpoenaed by the police department, they can have access to any of it, whether if you posted it or not. And even if you try to delete it, they can go back into the archive and they can recover
there's no deleting.
Oh, there's no deleting. I mean, I
said from you.
Exactly. There is no deleting of anything. I said, oh, this enemy is slick.
Yeah.
So
I need to get rid of the Facebook app.
I know. And I still have it on my phone. I don't have nothing to hide. But then again.
Oh, you know what? In that day, only their righteousness will sustain
That's
them.
right.
How about that?
That's right. Exactly. That's right. Come on. Because if you have nothing to hide, that's what the minister said. Your righteousness will sustain you alone in the last day, because he knew what the enemy was doing.
Yeah. And some are still going to suffer, go to jail, and be killed. We know that too.
Of course.
That's why we say our prayer, our sacrifice, our life, and our death
is
all for Allah.
That's right.
So Doc is like,
he got something. He got something. He been holding this piece. Yes, sir.
Papa Don, what's going on?
Come on.
I'm just listening to all this.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I know I keep grabbing Dr. Evans, but this is my dad.
That's right.
Y'all want to do another 30 minutes? Y'all got to go?
Oh, we can. I'm here.
Okay, we can do another 30 minutes.
Yes,
Thank you, Felicia. Okay.
Yeah. I want you to know that I really need you, and I need you.
And we need you too.
Getting these people to come off of these historical black college campus with their computers and go into the community. I mean, all of the community. I want all of the students who have those laptop computers to be our warriors. I love warriors.
That's right. That's right.
I want them to go in there in the name of love,
Mm-hmm.
the love that our Creator taught us.
Mm-hmm.
He created us in love. He did not create us in no kind of controversy at all.
Mm-hmm.
But our love is not weak love. Don't get it twisted.
That's right. Go ahead.
You
talk
don't
that
lean
talk.
on it.
That's right.
No. If you have a mind to do that,
Mm-hmm.
it's like Brother Malcolm said,
Mm-hmm.
you will encounter some pushback.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, that's not a threat. That's just saying, I have a right to protect my family.
That's right.
And I keep telling you, I do not see all of the divisiveness in the black family. I see one family.
That's right. That's
And
right.
these Muslim brothers are my brothers because that's where I find most of the warriors in the black community.
Wow.
But there is a book out called The Message to the Black Man, not the black woman, not the black child, not the Negro, not the coon, and all of that. It says Message to the Black Man. It is written by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm going to put out a video from this 92-year-old man. It's going to be the second coming of the message. Because this message
Go ahead,
is
brother.
to the black man.
Yes, sir.
Black man, you got it coming to you because I'm going to get on your case like you ain't never been gotten on before.
Go ahead, brother.
Because you and I
Yes,
have
sir.
got to answer that sister in Chicago
Mm-hmm.
after the drive-bys drove by and shot into the crowd and killed two of those mothers that left children.
Come on. Come on.
One of the sisters there said, why are we trying to protect the community and change the community and our men are shooting us down?
Mm.
Black man, we owe that sister an answer.
That's right.
And sister, you're going to get an answer. I owe you an answer too. And you're going to get an answer. Your man is coming home. And when I say he's coming home, he's coming to the family.
That's right.
He's coming to the part of America.
That's right.
We're going to blacknize that word America. We have never lived in a black America. You've only lived in what the white man have given you, a white America.
Mm.
But once we get our families together, we're going to be living in a black America. We're already living in one because you don't want to come and live where we're living, and we know that. You have already left us, and we know that.
Mm.
For the ones that can think.
Come on.
But where we look has a right to be as beautiful as anywhere anybody else live.
Indeed.
That's right.
So, as they said in the days of Booker T. Washer, cast your buckets down where you are
Mm.
and make where we're living beautiful.
That's right. That's right.
And I'm on to tell you, I'm on my JOB and I'm not leaving until Allah call me home.
That's right.
This
That's
is my
right.
Evans I met
Come on.
when I hit L.A.
Come on.
and started working. As a matter of fact, Brother Rizza, did you know? Well, you might not have known because you just met him, but he and Brother Nathaniel Ali have a magazine, a newspaper, Cutting Edge News.
Wow.
They have the George Jackson University where they would send educational books into the prison. You may have talked about that when I was having a spell. But there's so much that is in him that reminds me of you.
Wow. I'm listening to him and I'm like, man, he got that fight. I don't see a 92-year young man right here. I see a soldier right here. I'm feeling. That's why I'm like,
Well,
I'm gonna
if you know anything about the Zulus,
oh, come on. You done went.
well,
come on.
Detail.
That's right.
I have to tell you, a lot of people don't know that the Zulu had a fighting formation like the horns of a buffalo.
Right.
I'll be back.
And when
Yes,
that,
man.
when that horn was
He's gonna
spread
talk to-
out and curved in,
Yes, sir.
the Zulu would feed the first weapon of mass destruction was used on our Zulus, and it wiped them out, and it took them a long time to breed back up to their strength.
Come on.
But when that horn would close in behind you after they made the machine gun run out of bullets, the Zulus had a knife hanging on their hip, and they knew what to do with it.
That's right. That's
Whenever you tried to get away, you ran right into the Zulus. That's why I love the Zulus. And I don't care who is listening to this. I want you to know that I speaketh not a lie to you. We are here to stay. All over this world, we shall speak to the black man.
That's right.
And we will try to calm the earth. That we don't want you killing innocent people.
That's right.
And I like to lost my mind in Vietnam, and I pray to Allah God to get me out of Vietnam with my mind sound to get me back home to my family. And I was so hurt with all of the killing that was going on, you know, when Dr. King went down, when Malcolm went down, when Brother Evers went down. Y'all have no idea what an empty spot it leaves in your heart when you know that you are living out there longevity. I have to do something. I have no choice.
That's right. That's right.
I have to do something. What I have to do, Dr. George Washington Carver said, you should not come into this world and pass through it without leaving evidence that you passed through. I guarantee you, I will leave evidence that I passed through here.
That's right.
But in the passing, I shall make some noise.
That's right.
And it will be loving noise because I'm a blues man. And my thrill has not gone yet. Neither have my youth, neither have my ability. And I'm sure you can attest to the fact that all it did indeed answer my prayer and got me out of Vietnam.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because this 92-year-old man's mind is definitely sound.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, dang.
Praise be to Allah.
You know, when Dr. Evans moved to
Texas first.
First it was Texas. I was crushed.
Wow.
First of all, I think you moved before Brother Nathaniel's transition, right? Yeah. Because they were, just like anchors, you know.
Well, I didn't really move, but my oldest granddaughter, she had 6 children by 6 different worthless men because they were nothing but sperm donors. And she had 5 girls and 1 boy. The boy's incarcerated, and I'm trying to get him out now. But I didn't move from Los Angeles. I had to leave because my oldest granddaughter,
I remember.
She called me, and she said, Papa Don, I'm in trouble every time I have to take my children out because I get kicked out of a place. I can't pay my rent and all that, and I want to work. So when she called on me, she was mine. I was raised only by females. My daddy was AWOL before I was born.
Yeah.
So it was only women. And the love that you get from black women,
go ahead.
I want y'all to understand.
Go ahead.
Listen.
There is no love on this planet like it is a grandmother or a mother in the black community loving you.
Come on.
That's
Come
right.
on.
And I want y'all to understand
Come on. I hope y'all listening.
that this book that the brother got on the table,
That's right.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
going to write out 1, 2 on my street son and my story. He didn't get to write it because he told me it was too painful.
Wow.
I said, well, we all black people are familiar with that thing called pain.
That's right. That's right.
I say,
Yes.
but one thing that we people model after us,
That's right.
our love,
That's right.
our love.
That's right.
But there's something else that Minister Farrakhan warned you about. You don't want us to get angry. You
No,
do not want us to get angry
Come on. You talk. You teach it, brother. Come on.
about how you
Come on.
treat us.
Come on.
That's right.
Go
And
ahead.
I'm so blessed to be here in this show with these 2 people that I love dearly.
Love you, brother.
We're blessed.
And I'm going to put the brother to work like he ain't never
Yes,
been
sir.
working.
Yes, sir. Come on.
I'm going to have him to help me to wake you people up from 18 to 35.
That's right. That's right.
Those laptop computers that only you use to do your turn paper and all of that. No, it's time for you to turn your community. And listen to this.
That's right.
When you get out there and study the community and sign these people up, when you come out of college, you're going to be tomorrow's leaders. So you need to really understand your family.
That's right.
Study your family.
That's right.
Find out what your family needs. How sick is your family? We got to make them well.
That's right. That's
So
right.
please understand.
Teach.
Lord knows I'm home now.
That's right. Man, Brother Evans teaching hard, man. That's the beauty again of this. First of all, 92 with a memory intact like his.
Sound mind. Vietnam. Not all war vets.
Right.
It's something to have experience, but a Vietnam war vet.
Vietnam war vet, 92, has been in the streets for years and years, and still has not just his mind intact, but his spirit intact, his drive and force and that fire and that God-fearing spirit. His brother, see this, that's what I'm talking about. As what he just said. He said, we are going to be tomorrow's leaders. The Honorable Minister Farrakhan said the same thing.
Yeah.
We have no choice but to gain the knowledge. We have no choice. We can't just scroll on social media all day, every day right now. gaining useful knowledge. It's a whole lot, well, pardon me, useless knowledge. It's a lot of useless knowledge going on. And that's why they do that. I also talk about that in the book, dealing with our attention span, because they know what they're doing by having 60-second videos and having a scroll and have multiple content and information and pictures all day long, because it will fill our minds with information that we can't necessarily use, especially not in the revolution or the resurrection of our people. They know what they're doing. So
it drops seeds that germinate at a time for the enemy's purpose.
Yes.
The other thing I thought about too, and I cannot wait for you to meet Minister Ava, but one thing I was thinking about as you were speaking is, like, we create things or we are just existing even under the foot of oppression, and others take it and turn around and sell it to us and become billion trillionaires. For instance, Ebonics.
Right.
Hey, Dr. Rosie Milligan, Dr. Ernie Smith, and everybody in the movement. You know, the shortcutting of terms.
Yes.
That's what Twitter is.
Yes, it is.
You got to say it in so many characters.
Yes.
I remember the youth were texting, and then I learned about Twitter. But it's like the do-rag.
Right.
You know, we used to hear Grandma fussing at people, bring back my stocking.
Right.
You stole the stocking and put it on there. Now, these things are being sold, and I get it. You know, they're convenient. I bought them, but they take it and sell it right back to us.
Exactly. And we have to be ahead of the game, ahead of the ball, which the beauty now that is happening is a lot more black-owned businesses have started to come out. A lot of black inventions have come out to make things more convenient, specifically with technology. We now have a black-owned phone company. We have all these different things popping up, which is beautiful.
What's the name of it? Because I need them in my life.
Oh, right.
You know what I've had? Let's talk about it. We didn't promote that.
Oh yeah. Oh no, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah. We were making progress. That's the beauty, because they have been taking things from us and then reselling it to us. Like, what is it? The hair bonnet. Some white woman recently came out with a so-called hair bonnet and made millions. I'm like, what in the world?
The bonnet.
I remember mom with hair rollers, and my grandmother always been rollers.
The tiara.
Come on.
Which is really a spiritual, you know, you might see it and it just like a head wrap or like somebody just threw a scarf on. But there's actually a tiara.
Yes.
And it has different significations and spiritual meanings, and it's out of the Creole South, but we won't get too far into that today.
Well, those are just examples.
But we covered.
Yes.
That part about the tiara is we always cover.
Yes.
I gotta ask you both a question. Dr. Evans.
he's just here. I
could have kept Dr. Evans for myself.
That's right.
Today. What do you, and we'll go with you first, if I could add. No. You first, because you did not make it to the town hall meeting.
Oh, yes.
And you, Brother Rizza, next. And you were
Yes.
on the panel here, but for those who haven't heard that.
Yes.
What do you both think about the question that student minister, our beloved Dr. Ava Muhammad, is asking around the country on behalf of our beloved minister? Should blacks and the indigenous consider separations? Dr. Evans.
I say yes. And the reason why I say yes, that was something that I really wanted to talk with the sister about. I wanted her to help me to start right now in the South, in particular Mississippi. We have already been separated because I don't mean complete separation now. I'm talking about a degree of separation. And I call it a degree of separation because every one of the town sites where they have black mayors in Mississippi, those towns are run down. They have properties that are grown up in weeds and all of this.
Yes.
And my thing is, let us do everything that we possibly can to clean up every one of those mayorships and make every one of those areas as beautiful as we can make them.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Let us do that right now. I want us to be busy doing that. At the same time, what Sister Ava is talking about, she's 100% correct. But we're going to need money to pay our way away from these people. We don't produce anything, so we got to buy the materials from them. We got to find those that will understand that if we're buying materials only for you because you will give us a fair deal, you're not going to try to jack us up because you know that we need the material to build any communities that we're going to build. So if you will give us a fair shake, we will make you a billionaire because we're only going to buy from you. We're not going to be
trade
buying from
and commerce.
That's
Yes.
right.
So we want you to understand that once we come into our strength,
Yes,
we will be leveraging change like you wouldn't believe.
that's right.
And for those that are charging us, or she asked what I believe about separation, don't get me to talking, Lord. Do I believe in separation?
Yes, sir.
I want to get so close to Sister Ava Muhammad that I look like separation myself.
Yes.
Brother Rizza.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for that answer, brother. Because that
thank you.
segues right into the same thing that I was thinking when it comes to this generation, because they're actually ready. We're ready. We really are.
Huh?
We're waiting. We're just waiting. We're like, okay, so what y'all gonna do? That's what a lot of young brothers and sisters in this generation, they're just asking the elders, okay, so what does that mean? What does separation mean? Okay, what are you talking about? We just all gonna get up and go leave America? We're all going back to Africa? What are we doing? And the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan breaks it down. He said, well, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that if we cannot live in peace among these people, and specifically under this system of tyranny and oppression, under this system of white supremacy, then we must separate. That is the best and only solution. Separate into our own state and territory. The same way you have little Chinas in every major city. The same way you have little Armenia in virtually every city. The same way you have a Greek town. The same way you have a Jewish district in every major city in America. They are a nation within a nation. They have their own postal service. They have their own transportation systems. They have their own schools. They have their own grocery stores. They have their own housing. They have all of these different things that belongs to them, is owned and controlled by them. So it means we have our own land. And in the final call, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said at least 8 to 10 states, and one state with an outlet to the sea and ocean, so that we can, as Sister Charlene said, enter into international trade and commerce, because we have to be able to do something for ourselves. And when you brought that up, the last chapter in my book says unity, the only solution, and separation. Unity among our people, separation from this system. That is the ultimate solution. And again, this book is being read by teenagers. So I wanted them to get that concept, like, listen, we can't continue to live under this system. So when Dr. Ava was commissioned by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan to go around and to teach this and to really pull those out who didn't have a vehicle, but they've always had that feeling like, I can't stand living under this system. They just wanted a way out. So for her to be commissioned to do such a beautiful work, when she came to the town hall meeting, which was packed, by the way, it was packed. It was full of black, brown, and red. Yeah. And on the panel, there were black, there were brown representatives for the Mexican Chicano and representatives for the native brothers and sisters. And we all agreed that we should have our own state and territory. We should have our own land. We should have our own trade and commerce. We should have our own farmland, our own schools, our own banking systems, our own everything. We all agreed completely. And we know for a fact that if we come together with the nearly 50 million black folks, the nearly 14 million Mexicans, and the over 1 million indigenous red man and woman in this country, we will be able to take over all of those, and we will sincerely be able to make true freedom, justice, and equality a reality. No longer just something that we're talking about, but something that we will live, because that is what we were promised. Luxury, money, good homes, friendship, and all walks of life. So,
oh, wow.
Praise be to Allah.
Oh, brothers. Sister Felicia was so gracious to give us some more time.
Thank you, sister. Thank you.
Today, without notice. So thank you. I'm not sure I did send message to the black man. If we could show that in the announcements. Oh, there it is.
Message to the black man right there.
That's the book.
Yes. Make sure you get the one with the messenger's face in black and white.
You need. Black man.
Yes.
And black man, if you can't read,
this one right here.
Understand, we will make sure you're going to get the message.
That's right.
Yes. And you can go to store.finalcall.com.
Yes.
So we're going to be out at 11:30. So a minute each on the closing remark. And then I'm going to your infos.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm going to do some announcements.
So we'll let our brother go.
And then if there's some more time, y'all can have it.
Yes, ma'am.
It's difficult anytime to say goodbye when you're with beautiful people you love.
Wow.
I want y'all to understand that it's very important that our street people That's what they are. They're street people. They're not bombs. They're not derricks and all of that.
That's right.
That's right.
They came from families.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
And if y'all love yours half as much as I love that boy of mine that is now nestled in the bosom of our God, I want you to understand this father loved his son.
Yes, sir.
And I want all of you to understand when you see all of the people out there on the streets in Los Angeles, California, living out there in all kind of weather, they should have beautiful homes to live in.
Yes, sir.
Their families didn't fail them. Their government failed them. That's why the streets are full. Their cities failed them. City government, state government. But black man, it's time for you and I to stop failing ours and get ours off the street.
That's right.
Red man, you know what they did to you. They lied when Columbus first came. You were standing there to greet the boy because he was lost as all get out.
Come on. Come on.
And
wow.
Teach it.
You teaching hard.
our
Yes,
brown
sir.
brothers, you are filling up the jails the same way the black brothers are.
Come on.
We got to cause them to shut those jails down because we got to refuse to come into them.
Come on.
It's going to take some work. So I want all of you to think, and I want you to pray as hard as you've ever prayed for the one on my right and the one on my left to tell Allah to please let them get to where I am. I'm having more fun being black, I'm telling you the truth.
Your boy is
Lord,
having
Lord.
fun being
Go
black.
ahead.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank
you so much, brother. I'll just say this. In this time that we're living in, as the younger generation, we have to take as much knowledge from the past as possible so that we can have a better future ahead of us. The enemy is doing a lot of negative things, a lot of work to try to prevent us from coming together, to prevent us from connecting with our elders so that we can solve these issues, to preventing us from wanting to be with ourselves, our own people, the black man with the black woman, preventing us from loving our children, helping us to destroy ourselves through drugs, through this entire system that they have. They're taking our women, our children, etc. We are in a condition now where, as this generation, we don't really have a choice. As you were saying, we've never had a choice, as a matter of fact. And in this generation, we can't pretend as if just because we can go to the movies and eat a burger and it's all good, you know, that, oh yeah, everything is cool. We made progress. We safe now. It's all good. No, we're still fighting.
Dylan Roof ate a burger after he killed our
Come on now.
But go
Come
ahead.
on. Exactly. Come
I don't
on.
want to cut into
Come on.
your
No,
time.
that's real. That's real. We can't be confused and misled by the cosmetics of everything, the illusion. That's why they have filters all over social media so that you can cover up the truth of what's really going on. So we think that there is not that much happening when there is a whole lot happening. But this generation, I believe, just like the Honorable Minister Farrakhan said, is the most powerful generation that has ever been produced.
Yes.
All we need is guidance, and we need to be humble and willing to accept the guidance from our elders. That way we can actually make our ancestors proud, because I'll be damned if I sit here and continue to live the life that we've been living when our ancestors went through hell so that we can access heaven.
I second that emotion.
Yes,
How
ma'am.
can we buy the book?
Yes, you can get this book at RizzaIslam.com. RizzaIslam.com, and you can order it there. And I also have, I think, about 2 or 3 other products.
Oh.
Yeah. No, that's okay. But that's it.
No, we have 2 books to give away.
Oh, yes.
I gotta make my announcements, but we gotta
Please.
Brother Rizza. No, we
give these
actually
away.
have 2 books.
Yes, to give away.
Thank you so much, Brother Rizza. How we gonna
Yes.
do it? I gotta really make my announcements, but how we gonna get the books away? Because Liberated Sisters, you're so fabulous.
Yes.
I appreciate you
Please.
so much, the audience. From here to KFK to Radio Justice, but these viewers right here come every week.
Oh, wow.
You know.
Well, you would know better. You would know. It'll be a random
choice.
drawing. That's what I was thinking. But because of time, I think it should be a random drawing.
All right,
You know.
a number from?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's up to you. I mean, whoever's watching.
Okay.
I know I put you on the spot.
The first person who could post in the thread the name of the organization, one of the names. Dr. Evans has 2 organizations.
Mm-hmm.
What is one of the names? You give me one of those names, you'll get a book posted in the thread starting now.
Mm-hmm.
And we can see that. And then Brother Rizza, something that they should know,
Mm-hmm.
know about you.
Yes. Oh, there's something that they need to know, or should I just say?
That's something. I want something.
Let me see. The oldest student that I used to tutor was 85 years old. I helped her to relearn how to read.
Okay.
All right, should I just leave that there? I don't know. You said just something random.
No, I'm just trying to figure out how can.
I don't know. Well, because of time.
I can't give the answer.
No, well, let's.
So
we'll just say. We'll do a random.
The ones number 1 and 2. The first person to name one of the other organizations. Dr. Evans has 2 that we talked about throughout the show.
Yes.
The full name of the organization, and then you'll get the book. And you want the book? Okay. I have to be so.
Yes. No. Go ahead.
Oh no, were you done?
No. Yes, ma'am.
Because you're my guest.
No, I'm done. I'm so thankful to be here. I really am. I'm thankful to be. This was a surprise for both of us.
Yeah, I threw it on y'all, but God gave it to me. He said, "Here." I said, "Ooh."
And I'm thankful you submitted to that.
I put it in clutch and ran with it.
That's right.
No, it's priceless.
Yes.
Okay. Because Sis Felicia is so gracious. So, LiberatedSisters.com to order your copy of. I don't even promote my own book. Pumps. Can you promote my book?
Oh, please, yes.
Because I don't. Pumps on the Ground.
Pumps on the Ground. Yes.
It's coming out very soon.
So y'all get
it's
her book.
done. I've edited it all over the place.
Pumps
it's been proofread. So it's done. Pumps on the Ground, LiberatedSisters.com. We may have an image. I don't know. Half of all the book orders are going to be going to the annual Savior's Day gift drive. The Savior's Day gift is a token. It is an offering of love to a priceless man.
That's right.
The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So half of the proceeds will go to the Savior's Day gift drive. Be my guest this Sunday to hear his Western Region Representative Student Minister Abdul Malik Saeed Muhammad, who has been speaking on the resurrection of the dead. Me and Brother Rizza going to be out. 8701 South Vermont Avenue. We might grab Dr. Evans. I'm not quite sure. We're going to check it out and see if we can bring him along.
That's right.
That's at Manchester, 8701 South Vermont. Doors open at 10:30. We start at 11. Also, finalcall.com. And Morris Media Studios at morrismedialive.com. And also subscribe to her YouTube channel. Please support this institution.
Yes.
And Sister Felicia, the poetess Morris. I got to get out of here. Thank you, Dr. Evans. Thank you, Brother Rizza.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sister Felicia. And thank you so much to Brother Hassan Muhammad of Farrakhan. Invite you to listen. And I'm so sorry about the going back and forth with me, but I feel great, believe it or not.
Praise to Allah.
I'm
Good.
Sister Charlene Muhammad saying if it's impacting us as a people or can uplift our community, let's talk about it. Peace. I think I messed that up.
No, you did well. Peace. No, you did well.